I would like to call our first speaker, Ms. Michelle Allen, CEO of GraceKennedy Money Services. And I have just had the pleasure tonight of meeting Ms. Allen. She was formally appointed to the position of Chief Executive Officer. Prior to that, Michelle was Chief Operating Officer, COO of GraceKennedy Money Services. And she had direct responsibilities for Trinidad, Guyana, my nation, and the Eastern Caribbean markets, as well as the areas of business development and information technology. And since joining GKMS, Ms. Allen has continued to rise up the ranks, and today she sits as the CEO of GraceKennedy Money Services, and I'd like to call her to the podium at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. It is truly my pleasure and privilege to be here tonight to personally welcome you to this evening, our second annual GraceKennedy Western Union Caribbean Town Hall Forum. I greet you from the land of Carnival, the birthplace of Calypso, Steel Pan, and Soca. Any Trinidadians in the audience? I don't hear you. I greet you from the land of fine colonial buildings, tumbling rivers like the Essequibo River. The rainforest and Tiger Falls. I hear somebody up there? Diana. I greet you from the land of world-class regattas. Sailing is for lovers. Dukan and Sawfish. Anyone know where this is? Antigua and Barbuda. I greet you from a land where the national dish is roasted breadfruit and fried jackfish. Dincy Mass and 9 mornings. I greet you from the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I greet you from the land of Ackee and Sawfish, where reggae and dancehall music are the heart, home to the fastest man and woman on earth, where everything is Irie. I greet you from my home. Anybody know where that is? I greet you from Jamaica. Greetings to all of you. And these are just a few of the 9 countries that GraceKennedy Money Services operates in tonight. Tonight at the Tropical Paradise Boardroom, I am delighted to see so many Caribbean brothers and sisters from the Diaspora. Members of the media, welcome. I would also like to take a moment to recognize some nurses I know is in the audience. I think a big contingent of you is here tonight. And your president of the Caribbean, Ms. Claudette Powell, where are you? Welcome. And I really want you to give them a better round of applause than that, because this is again, welcome and thank you for coming.
Stand up, proud of your profession.
Everyone's presence here tonight is indicative of your willingness to support education, both home and in your respective countries, and here in our host country. I want to say a big thank you to the Reverend Dr. Audley Donaldson, of Director and Stevens and Martin Church. Special thanks to Assemblyman Nick Perry. Is he here? I'm sure he will be here shortly. And for hosting us in this district, because one of the things the team was telling me is that Brooklyn is really the home to the Caribbean community.
Oh, yes.
And it is indeed a pleasure to be here in Brooklyn. And not many years ago, we actually had a location, Caribbean Outpost, right here on Utica Avenue. So this brings back memories for the GraceKennedy team. Welcome to Dr. Lester Young, member of the Board of Regents. Paula Barclay, our own VP Retail Banking for First Global Bank, a Jamaican bank, I might add. This evening, I want to also welcome my colleague, Sean Mason from Western Union, Regional Vice President for the Caribbean, the CEO of GraceKennedy, and my boss, Don Webby. And also, I'd like to welcome Brian Figueroa, who's going to make a special presentation on the Dream Act and the impact on education from Figaro and Associates, attorney at law. And of course, our keynote speaker, Mr. James Solomon, who will address the topic, economic integration through education. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This evening, our speakers will address the theme, Engaging the Diaspora, Enriching the Caribbean. Here, we seek to encourage dialogue to better understand and enrich the Caribbean. We all have vested interest in the Caribbean, and we must therefore find ways to enhance the quality of life for our brothers and sisters who are keen on making the Caribbean a place to live, work, and grow our children. I want to share with you GraceKennedy's passion for nation building and encourage you to join us in this passion as we build one region at a time. We believe the single greatest gift you can give your children is that of the gift of education. As we seek to impact lives through education, we at GraceKennedy Money Services believe that education is a systematic process to which a child or an adult acquires knowledge, skills, and a sound attitude. It makes an individual rounded, refined, and cultured. For a civilized and a socialized society, education is the only mean. Our society gives importance to education because they believe it's a panacea for growth. Our vision at GraceKennedy is to assist in the development of our human capital. Education is and remains the principal means of achieving this vision. The issue of adequate funding for education, therefore, cannot be overemphasized, as funding remains the bedrock of the success of many essential initiatives we undertake. To ensure successful implementation and sustainability of these programs, private sectors must play their part in supporting educational initiatives. In fact, since our existence over 23 years ago, we at GraceKennedy Money Services, through the brand Western Union, have demonstrated an unwavering commitment to assist in the growth of education, and specifically investing in primary education at the local level in our local markets. We believe that primary education is the foundation upon which the nations are built. Our region's children need all the help that these entities such as GraceKennedy, the Diaspora, and individuals like yourselves can give. Allow me at this time to share with you how GraceKennedy Money Services is impacting lives through education in the local markets we operate. Under the theme, I pledge, which means I promise to lend encouragement to develop growth in education, we have launched a series of activities in our markets committed just to this, primary education. And these markets include Guyana, right here in the US, as far as Canada, and back home in Jamaica. Our iPledge program has 4 main components: the Western Union Reading Week, the Western Union Debating Competition, the Western Union Teachers Workshop, this is now the 2nd year where we're training teachers in additional skills, and lastly, something very close to our heart, the Western Union Computerization Program. Here, I love to talk about and brag that over the years of our program, we have been able to computerize over 40 primary schools in Jamaica with computer labs. And this is in conjunction with our partner, Western Union Foundation and the USAID. These programs demonstrate our passion for education. I will now share with you a short video presentation which will show excerpts of our 2014 program, and you will just see a glimpse of what we're doing back home and in our communities, whether it be Guyana, Trinidad, or wherever we operate. The theme of tonight's forum shows our continued commitment to focus on partnerships and alliances that will provide a broader educational initiative that will break through societal barriers. We remain resolved to lead this change. Now join us and let me share with you our iPledge program.
Western Union supports primary education, and so each year, the Western Union iPledge program gets into gear to make a difference in the lives of children in primary schools across Jamaica.
But I'm very pleased that our Money Services Division, through the Western Union brand, has committed to the I Pledge program, which includes the Western Union Reading Week for the 5th year running.
I Pledge has 4 components: the Western Union National Reading Week, the Western Union Primary School Teachers Workshop, the Western Union Debating Competition, and the Computerization Program. This year's launch took place at the Ascot Primary School in Portmore, St. Catherine.
It therefore gives me great pleasure to declare the 2014 Western Union I Pledge program officially open.
The multifaceted program began with the Western Union Reading Week, when GraceKennedy executives, media personalities, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller, and Lady Allen, the wife of Governor General Sir Patrick Allen, read to students at several primary schools across the island. Schools visited included Almond Town Primary, Drews Avenue Primary, and Greenwich Old Age.
At the GraceKennedy Group, we are passionate. We are passionate about supporting education and youth development, and so I'm very pleased that our Money Services Division, through the Western Union brand, has committed to this I Pledge program, which includes the Western Union Reading Week for the 5th year running. But I Pledge, as you'll see on your flyers, means I promise to lend encouragement to develop growth in education. And at GraceKennedy, we believe in doing all that we can to help to promote the growth, education, and development of our children.
The program has spread beyond the shores of Jamaica. Canada followed with their activities during the week of March 24, with Yorkwood Public School in Toronto participating in the Almond Town Primary School's Reading Day via Skype. Florida, not to be left out, hosted Reading Day at Phil's Prep School in Lauderdale Lakes. The Kiwanis Club of Lauderdale Lakes and West Sunrise partnered with Western Union in this activity. As the I Pledge program continued, the focus shifted from students to teachers in the form of a workshop.
It's very important that we teach our children nursery rhymes or other rhymes, jingles, limericks. Very, very important.
This year, approximately 160 teachers were provided with the opportunity to hone their skills under the theme, improving techniques for teaching and reading at the primary level. This workshop was officially opened by the Minister of Education, the Honorable Ronald Thwaites.
I thank you for your dedication and for your readiness to engage in training efforts such as these, which can only bode a better future for our children and for our nation. Thank you so much.
One of the most highly anticipated events in the I Pledge series is the debating competition, which is very robust, filled with excitement and discipline, where keen competition is constantly displayed.
This means that less than 70% of the population are working to produce local goods for over 2.6 million people in our country.
Now in its 5th year, the competition introduced to children the opportunity to express themselves through discussion. A total of 50 schools participated. To enhance learning in primary education, Western Union partnered with USAID and the GraceKennedy Foundation in 2009 and computerized 11 schools across the island. In 2011, we partnered with Western Union Foundation and computerized 13 schools. To date, approximately 40 schools have been computerized. Western Union places great emphasis on education, but there is also involvement in sports at the community level in many countries. Through the I Pledge program, Western Union continues to impact the lives of students across the region, reminding them that today's readers will be tomorrow's leaders. I Pledge.
Thank you, Western Union!